Hello, and welcome to the Killer Cuties podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Cassidy, and I've seen almost every horror movie out there.
And I'm KD, and before we started, I'd seen almost none of them.
So join us each week as I attempt to make a horror fan out of Katie.
As a warning, we will be discussing spoilers and some uncomfortable topics that may be in the plots, so feel free to check out the film on doesthedogdie.com first to check for any triggers before listening.
Today, we're going to be talking about the horror anthology written and directed by Michael Dougherty, Trick or Treat. Let's get spooky.
Shall I kick us off with a quick summary?
Yes, please.
Okay. Trick or Treat is a thrilling Halloween-themed film that weaves together multiple interconnected stories on one fateful Halloween night in the fictional town of Warren Valley, Ohio. Emma and Henry, a married couple with conflicting feelings about Halloween, return home after a night of celebration. Emma, who despises Halloween, blows out their jack-o'-lantern prematurely against Henry's warnings. However, she soon meets a grisly fate at the hands of an unseen assailant, and her corpse is displayed amidst the decorations. Principal Wilkins teaches a mischievous child, Charlie, a deadly lesson about respecting Halloween traditions by poisoning his candy. As he tries to bury Charlie's body, he is repeatedly interrupted by his son, an elderly neighbor, and a restless victim. Wilkins' night takes a sinister turn when he stabs a seemingly unharmed child, revealing a gruesome twist. A group of teenage trick-or-treaters, including Macy, Chip, Schrader, and Sarah, meet Rhonda, an autistic savant with a deep appreciation for Halloween traditions. Rhonda shares the chilling urban legend of the Halloween school bus massacre. The legend involves parents attempting to dispose of their disabled children on a doomed school bus. Macy leaves jack-o'-lanterns as a tribute, but a prank goes awry, leading to the emergence of real undead children from the lake. Next, we have Lori, a self-conscious young woman who joins her sister and friends for Halloween, encountering a mysterious vampire who is not what he seems. Lori's friends reveal themselves to be werewolves and feast on their dates. Lori becomes one of them after consuming the vampire, and a hidden observer, Sam, witnesses the transformation. Finally, we have Krieg, a Halloween hunting curmudgeon. He faces escalating supernatural phenomena in his home. He confronts Sam in a violent struggle, but ultimately receives a candy treat instead of death. Meanwhile, photographs reveal Krieg's dark connection to the school bus massacre. In the film's conclusion, Krieg, now heavily bandaged, gives candy to trick-or-treaters, observing various characters partaking in Halloween traditions, including some of the characters that we've mentioned. However, revenge comes full circle as the undead children brutally attack and tear Krieg apart. Sam moves in for a final kill, and the film ends with a chilling and mysterious atmosphere, leaving viewers with lingering questions about the town's dark secrets.
I just want to say, I'm going to expose you. You used ChatGPT for that, and it sounded like it.
Yeah, it really does. Yeah.
That was a ChatGPT summary if I've ever fucking heard one.
It really was. It really was. Maybe I should have read through it a little better before I read it out loud for a podcast to be posted publicly on YouTube. But, it has character.
Yeah, no, I like it.
It did not mention, and it should be mentioned, that Sam is kind of the center of the whole story. He's in all of the timelines in some way or another. He really ties it all together.
Yeah, he's constantly kind of shown watching over the events that are unfolding. And I don't remember if you mentioned it, but it is kind of like all the different stories are interweaving. Obviously, that's kind of difficult to tell when you're just telling people the plot, but they're not as like cut and dry. Here's each story. Like Wilkins sees Mr. Krieg like being attacked, and then later, we see that it was from Sam and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I love that. I love how like you can see the different characters in the background of other stories sometimes, and it's really fun. Like if you ever want to rewatch it, but like rewatch it. I've seen this movie a couple times now, and like at the very beginning, you can see the school bus kids leaving Mr. Krieg's house after they've killed him, but we don't know that at the time, right? And so you see that like 3 minutes into the movie. And then the kids who find Emma at the beginning are also the ones trick-or-treating at Krieg's house at the end, and are also the other victims in Wilkins' backyard when he's burying Charlie. So it's like all these different characters kind of just intertwining and interweaving their stories. And I think it's really fun that like you keep seeing the same people pop up here and there.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, I love that. I love kind of like an ensemble is what it feels.
Yeah.
Yeah, super fun.
Yeah, for sure. I like Quinn Lord is the kid who played Sam. But he also plays the kid at the very beginning who's like peeping on Lori and her sister and their friends when they're like changing in the fitting room. So you do get to
Yeah.
see him unmasked, no like special effects makeup and stuff.
Yeah, and that's another thing we probably didn't mention and is worth mentioning is that Sam is like a skull slash pumpkin jack-o'-lantern hybrid child in
Yeah.
a mask that looks like that one video game. Sackboy.
Sackboy. He does kind of look like Sackboy. Menacing Sackboy.
Yes,
Yeah, Sam's much more of an entity than a child.
correct.
Just child shaped, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. Speaking of Lori,
Yep.
Lori was named after Laurie Strode from Halloween.
She was. Yep.
Yeah. There were a lot of callbacks to other horror franchises.
Yeah, they have callbacks to Halloween, The Thing, Christine, Carrie. Quite a few little Easter eggs here and there of different horror movies that they were referencing.
Yeah. Chucky. Somebody's costume was loosely
Yeah,
based on Chucky.
the overalls, yeah.
Yeah, lots of them.
Yeah.
Um, Superman. There was a callback to Superman.
Oh,
Do you know this one?
no.
Okay, fun fact. The hold music for 911,
Okay.
which does 911 put you on hold?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Seems
As
like
many times
a.
as I've called 911, I've never been put on hold.
I have never called 911. Nope, that's a lie. I did once, but it was an accident. I was a very small child.
Oh,
It was an error. I have learned from that mistake. I'm sorry.
yikes. Yeah, I've called 911 several times.
Oh, never on hold?
Nope, not once. Anyway, the 911 music, hold
Yeah.
music, is a piano cover of Can You Read My Mind from the 1978 movie Superman, written
Oh.
by John Williams.
Okay, that's why you know it. I'm like, there's no way you're like a huge Superman fan.
No, no way. The soundtrack slaps.
Oh, okay.
Iconic.
I don't think I've ever seen a Superman movie.
I don't blame you. I've only seen the ones that Batman is also in.
I'm only just now realizing that too.
I
Oh no.
don't blame you.
Yeah, whoops. Not my cup of tea, apparently.
No, no.
My beep.
I don't like Superman.
He just
Superman's
seems
my
kind of
least
boring.
favorite. Yeah, it's like super strength. Ooh, whatever. Batman's got money. That's all I care about.
Oh.
Iron Man, money.
Hmm. I I don't think I really care about superheroes now that I'm really thinking about it. I
Okay.
like
Well, I
Into the
didn't.
Spider-Verse and I like Batman and Robin 1997, best superhero movie ever made.
Yeah,
I'll die
that's
on that hill.
that's a choice.
Actually, I'll be killed on that hill, but you know what? It's the same.
At least it's a Batman movie. You're right about that.
Nothing. Show me another movie that has nipple suits. Like, it just, they don't make them like they used to.
For a reason.
They hate me.
Yeah. Speaking of nipple suits, let's talk about practical effects.
Okay.
I love a good movie that has practical effects secrets published.
Yes.
We're gonna talk about
I'm a
them.
big fan of practical effects. I don't know much about it except that they did do like the werewolf transitions with practical effects and then they just use CGI to like enhance it, which I
Huh.
appreciate because I truly will stand by the fact that I think CGI was always intended to like enhance and not
Yeah.
replace. I think it just looks like trash when it's just CGI. We're not there.
Unless it's a James Cameron CGI, then it slaps.
In your opinion,
In pretty much most people's opinion.
we're not going to talk about Avatar and its literal non-existing cultural impact.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
I just had to sneak James Cameron in there.
Yeah.
Okay, tons of fun practical effects tidbits. The jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Pretty much none of them were real. That was all foam.
Yeah, they had an inside joke on set where they'd say like no jack-o'-lanterns were harmed in the making of this movie. Or no pumpkins were harmed.
No pumpkins were harmed. Title of the podcast.
Yeah. Like
No
it.
pumpkins were harmed. The fight scene between Sam and Krieg, so pretty much the last fight scene, was an 8-year-old stunt double and an adult stunt woman. It took 2 people to do all those stunts.
I just don't what do you mean an 8-year-old stunt performer? That feels illegal. Like that does not feel correct. I don't know.
When you were 8, you didn't want to be a stunt double?
No, but I guess I was in gymnastics, so
Yeah.
I was doing things that could potentially harm me. So I guess you know, my argument's in shambles. What am I to do,
Yeah.
you know?
The difference is you were paying to do that. This kid was paying to
Getting paid.
be getting paid.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
Um okay, next one. They couldn't use recognizable candy wrappers
Mm.
because all the candy was like laced and had razor blades in it,
Not a
and
good
that
look
would
for
not
a
have been a good
brand.
look.
Yeah.
Exactly. So they made shit up.
Oh, I love that.
And when I say made shit up, they literally made shit up. One of them was called Big Fudge Log.
I'd eat it.
Honestly, it's chocolate. Um, the vomit, the chocolate
Oh,
blood vomit
yeah.
was all edible ingredients.
Okay.
Speaking of things that we'd like to eat,
Can I say that I was eating dinner while I watched this?
oh,
And the sight of it not it didn't really impact me. The sound, I never really knew that I had an issue with that until today when I was trying to jam a taquito in my mouth and he was hurrying all over the place. I didn't like that at all.
no,
I could have done
not.
without.
I will say though that scene was really fucking funny.
Oh yeah.
It was hilarious, but the sounds not pleasant. That here's something that'll really make you cringe. The
Hmm.
vomit was apparently tasted good, and people ate it, including the director.
I mean, tell me if you had fake vomit on set that you wouldn't be like, I'll try it.
I would play with it. I don't know that I'd be like actively eating it, consuming it.
If it tasted good, you wouldn't try it just a little bit? The kid's got to put it in his mouth.
Well, I would put it in my mouth, and I mean, I wouldn't be eating it.
But what if you put it in your mouth and you were like, "Damn, that's some good vomit." You
But
wouldn't sneak a sip here and there?
maybe,
I would. If it tasted good.
yeah.
Little snacky snack. Little
Ew.
yummy yummers.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Okay, one more.
Okay.
Emma, the
Yes.
wife at the beginning of the movie, when she's like under the sheet and there's like blood and steam, and
Mm,
that blood was boiled
to make the steam.
to make the steam.
Brilliant.
Mm-hmm. don't know how they do it,
Man,
but
they're just so smart, innovative.
seriously. Yeah. Practical effects and Foley artists.
Big fan.
Geniuses. Hmm.
Truly. I am glad though that you said that a scene made you laugh.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until like afterwards that I had not told you that this was a horror comedy. But you know what? I think maybe it's time that I stop telling you. I think maybe you've evolved to the point now where you can recognize it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think at first it was we were a little iffy on that, but we're at a good horror comedy place now. I feel so.
Well, I think it's because I saw the menu and that movie was just not funny.
That movie's hilarious.
It
I guffawed.
no.
I would be interested. I think in like a year we should watch the menu together and
Okay.
see if you like it.
I mean, it's almost been a year.
It genuinely almost has.
Yeah, that was one of our first episodes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And we still haven't stopped talking about it. See, James Cameron, that's what cultural impact has. I'm just kidding. He did the Titanic. He knows what it means. Avatar
So
just
I was gonna
didn't have
say,
it.
yeah. Have you heard of a little thing called Titanic? Is exactly what was gonna come out of my mouth.
Yeah. But that's what kind of sucks for him, right? Is that like he knows exactly what it means to have a movie with cultural impact. And yet his highest grossing one did not.
His highest grossing two.
Yikes. Anyways,
Yeah.
Michael Dougherty, the writer and director
Yep.
of Trick or Treat. Not
Correct.
Titanic.
Not Titanic or Avatar.
Apparently he like really wants to do a sequel. He's
Oh.
announced in 2009 that he was planning one, but then like nothing really came out of it. And then in 2013 a sequel was announced, but then there was a change in management for the production company, so that kind of like fell apart again. And then again in 2022 he said he's in active development in a sequel with the studio, but it hasn't been like officially greenlit. So we'll see. I don't know if it's gonna happen. I would love to watch another movie kind of like this, because that's the kind of the fun thing, right? Like Sam can be there, and then everything else can just be like a new kind of anthology series. That'd be great.
Yeah. Yeah. All he has to do is come up with 5 other stories that intertwine perfectly and seamlessly and throw Sam in the middle of it. How hard could it be?
He's had almost 20 years.
That's true. That is
What?
true. He has no excuses.
No excuses, Michael.
It doesn't sound like it's his fault, though.
No, it seems like kind of just a series of unfortunate events that have led to it not being able to come through, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh?
He's also said he'd like to like explore Sam's origins, but that he hasn't really figured it out yet. But he
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
he'd like to show him being born in a pumpkin patch, and he referenced like a Charles Adams painting where there's like a whole pumpkin patch and a lot of pumpkins, but then one of them's carving itself. So I think he like kind of meant it like that, which would be an interesting backstory. I'd
Yeah.
like to see it.
I'd like to go a little further back in
Oh,
that
okay.
backstory.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think necessarily he has to depict this, but I would be interested in knowing how a skeleton slash jack-o'-lantern slash sort of human being comes to be conceived.
Oh, you want to watch
No,
his
I
parents back?
I literally just said I don't think it needs to be depicted.
Said conceived.
I would just be interested in knowing how. Does he have parents?
I don't know. Does he
Who
have
are
to have
they?
parents?
That I don't know. He's better tell us.
Well, maybe one day we'll find out.
Let's hope. What else?
James Marsden, he has a cameo. Just his voice.
Wow.
You had to ask me who James Marsden was before we started filming.
I did. Literally, I was reading that fact and I was like, who the fuck is James? I do know his face.
Yeah,
And I know some movies he's in, but I did not know his name. Sorry, James Marsden. But
that's pretty fucked up. I don't think the star of, what was it, in Freevy's hit TV show Jury Duty would appreciate that.
well, you know, something funny about that is that that entire show is based on people not knowing who he is.
Not
The success
really.
of that show was riding on the fact that nobody knew him.
He literally says who he is in the show.
Oh,
Tell me you didn't watch it without telling me you didn't
I
watch it.
didn't watch it.
You know what's crazy? Neither
James
did I.
Marsden's in it.
Neither did I.
Oh.
And I still know that that's true. No, but the point is like he's trying to get recused from the jury. He's like, oh, like
I'm
James
so famous.
Marsden, like I'm in some movies. And the judge is like, I don't know who you are.
Oh, that's funny. Well, sorry, James. I'll watch it eventually. It looks funny.
Um yeah, he's got a little voice cameo in one of the like commercials that Mr. Krieg is watching.
Cute.
C. Ernst Harth also has a cameo. He plays Lori's blind date that like her sister is gonna set her up with, and he's dressed as like a giant baby.
Oh, yeah.
And that's funny because he was also in the movie 13 Ghosts, which I know you haven't seen yet, but we will watch it eventually. But he plays a ghost called the Great Child, which is just a giant baby. So I thought that was kind of
That's
fun.
too funny.
Yeah.
That's adorable.
Yeah.
Speaking of that whole like scene slash storyline,
Yeah.
I got serious. Wait, Ginger
Okay.
Snaps vibes.
Got it. Girl
Like
werewolves.
it just felt like. I mean, even like the practical effects felt like Ginger Snaps. It just, I don't know. It was
Yeah.
refreshing.
These werewolves were like a little bit cuter than I think the werewolves, the final form in Ginger Snaps was. I don't know if you remember it very much.
Yeah, it was the pink one. He's a little pink.
Yeah, it wasn't very hairy. These ones were like kind of cute, like actual wolves. So,
Oh, well,
no.
okay. I don't know. It just, they didn't have like a resemblance necessarily. It was just the vibe.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just the
Okay.
saying like, yeah, it was vibey, but these ones were cuter.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. I wasn't discrediting you. I would never.
Oh, well,
Okay, I would, but not right now.
you do constantly.
I have and I will. And I do it again.
You'll continue to do so.
Can't stop, won't stop. Uh, I think, what is this movie rated? Is it PG-13? It's
Might be
R.
R.
It is R.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
gonna say there's a lot
Oh
of
wait, yeah,
blood.
there's literal boobs. Um,
Oh yeah, how could we forget?
can you have boobs in a PG-13 movie?
I think you can have boobs. I don't think you can have nipples.
Well, obviously you can.
Like, like, like.
You have boobs in any movie if there's no nipple. What do you mean? You
No,
think
if
G
that
movies just don't have women?
excessive
Well,
boob
people
action
with
is
boobs,
implied sexuality. You wouldn't be able to put that in a PG movie.
I guess. Anyways, no nipple in PG-13. Got it. I had a reason for all of this.
Yeah.
Oh,
What?
there's
What's
no.
it? Okay.
So like there's no deaths that are actually like fully shown on screen in this movie. They're all like either like a little bit obscured or it like cuts away right before they actually die. Which I think is really interesting because typically you'd see that in like a horror movie that's trying to be PG-13, right? They weren't
Yeah.
trying to do that. They just did it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Interesting. The
Not the Sprite just floating into your frame.
Sorry, I don't think he knew we were recording.
Katie's husband just gave her a Sprite mid-recording. So if you're just listening to this, you probably didn't see that, but that's what just
Sorry.
happened. No, I'm not cutting that out at all.
Oh my god,
So
that's too
funny.
funny. Anyway, what was I gonna say?
I don't know.
The
Wait, I'm
I,
sorry. It was logo out and ever. It was like sponsored.
like,
It
like
was.
hashtag ad. Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's
I
amazing.
just I could just like barely hear the door opening and I'm like, oh my god, please put it on the table.
No, that's product placement, baby.
Oop. Oh god. Anyway,
Oh, that's amazing.
what was I gonna say?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I remember. The I guess at some point they were thinking about this not being a comedy,
Mm,
which I'm so glad they went comedy because it would have been so just I don't know.
yeah.
And it's even if what they weren't trying to make it a comedy, I think it would have been either way. So I'm glad they leaned into it.
Yeah, I feel like if they had tried to go just the straight horror route, it would have ended up being one of those movies that you're like, oh, this took itself way too seriously, and we can see right through it.
Yes.
So I am also very glad that they kind of went the silly, goofy romp type of way instead
Yeah.
of
Yeah. Silly
straight
goofy
terror.
Yeah.
On that note, how scary did you think it was?
I give it a 1.5.
Okay. Well, what
Just
got you a little spooked?
I don't know. It was a little spooky. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't think
Okay.
anything like maybe it was just like the kid aspect of it that was a
Mm.
little like kind of spooky for a kid to be carving a jack-o'-lantern. And by jack-o'-lantern I mean a head.
Yeah. Yeah, he was
Murder
teaching his
spooky.
kid young.
Seriously. What did you give it?
I gave it a 1, but I think it again was a tone thing.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a romp, so I'm not in the vibe to be scared.
Yeah.
I'm in the vibe to like have a fun time.
That's fair. How sexy did you think it was?
I gave it a 2.5.
Oh.
Mainly for the werewolf girls. Come on. Come on. Give me a break. What I
Yep.
wouldn't give to have an invite to that party.
Seriously. Yeah.
What about you?
I gave it a 3 for the same reasons.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
It really made me miss. I
Ginger
don't know why I'm
snaps.
missing it. It's right there. But yeah, Ginger Snaps makes me want to watch it again.
Hell yeah. God, I
Maybe I
fucking
will.
love gingers.
It's a great movie.
It is.
Yeah.
Another cult classic.
I think I rated
Um,
that one scarier than this too.
I think so. But that makes sense. I feel like there were a few more jump scares. It was still like it knew what it was doing, but
Yeah.
it took itself a little bit more seriously. Like it wasn't straight comedy. It was still like kind of like a dark comedy. But how fucked up did you think this was?
A 1.5.
Okay.
In line with scary and for the same reasons, I think.
The kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the school bus thing, which might have been taken from a real story.
Yeah, I'm not super clear on if that was actually like the inspiration or not. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's
Rumored.
rumored that that was based on a true story.
Yeah. Which is so fucked.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just a little fucked up. Help me with the eyes. Kind of gross.
Yeah. Yeah.
You?
I give it a 2.
Okay.
Half a point because a lot of kids die.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And then the other half a point was for the excessive use of the R word. Um
Ooh, yeah.
which always like hits me like a truck. Like I forget how common that word was used when we were growing up, and like now I never hear it because I don't surround myself with people who use that word. And
Yeah.
like so every time I hear it now it's like I get like, "Oh, what the like people use that shit." Oh my god.
Yeah.
So that kind of like hit me. I kind of forgot that happened and yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah, you're so right. I mean, that whole storyline is just not ideal.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Um
agree.
yeah. Overall, what'd you think?
I liked it. It was cute. It was kind of funny. Not the funniest movie we've watched.
No, no. It's
Was
more like tongue-in-cheek humor. It's not as like outright laughing.
yeah. Although I will say I was like outright laughing in like the scene where Principal Wilkins is like trying to bury people. And he just like keeps getting interrupted. It's like, oh my,
Yeah.
let me bury my murder victims in peace. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
What was the question though? Overall.
Over.
Overall, I gave it a 3.
All right.
Yeah. I liked it. I love the also the like interweaving storylines, the like it wasn't really in your face that they were interconnected. It was
Mhm.
kind of to your point earlier, like you would just like casually notice like Emma and Henry walking behind everybody or, um that was fun for me and it was like a little scavenger hunt during the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
You're not gonna believe this, but I liked it more.
Fuck you.
I was actually teetering between a 3.5 and a 4.
Oh.
If I could give it a 3.75 and not fuck up your your system,
No.
I would. But so I settled on a 3.5. Um
Okay.
because I was like thinking about other movies that I've given a 4 and I don't think it's like there yet, but I do really love this movie. It's so much fun. It's such like it's the perfect movie to watch on Halloween like with your friends and stuff because it is just kind of like it's a romp. It's a fun time, and I love the interweaving stories. I love like I think it's just very smart how they did it. And
Totally.
Sam is just iconic. I love Sam. I want more of him. So if there ever is a sequel, sign me the fuck up. I'm gonna watch it.
Seriously. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, great fun time.
Mhm.
Would you survive it though? That's the real question.
Um the real question in this one is like whose shoes are we putting ourselves in? And if we get to pick whose shoes we're putting ourselves in, like it's Lori. It's that
You want to be
faction.
Lori.
We're werewolves. I'm killing people and eating them.
Okay. All right. So you live?
I live. I
Okay.
live and I kill,
Oh,
to be clear.
got it. Okay. I love that for you.
Thank you. Would you survive?
Yeah, I think the whole vibe of this movie, like no matter where I'm at, the whole vibe, the whole kind of like lesson is about people who are disrespectful to the Halloween traditions and to the holiday are punished.
Mhm.
And I am a lover and a respecter of Halloween. So like realistically, if I'm anyone in this movie, I would probably be like the couple at the beginning because like they're just like vibing and normal. But I wouldn't be like Emma. I wouldn't be trying to take down my decorations that night. I'd be leaving them up year long. So like that's not catch me not blowing out my jack-o'-lantern candles that night or ever. So I'm vibing. I'm good. Me and Sam, like this. Buddies. Pals. hanging
I'm
out.
genuinely surprised that you're not also a werewolf in this movie.
Oh, like if I could choose. Yeah.
That was the rule I just made up right now.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, if I take a different approach and think of it like realistically, who would I be? I'm currently
Got
not a
it.
werewolf, so. But if
That's
I
important.
could be, by your rules, I'm right there with you.
Okay, good. Either way, we're both living,
Yeah. Either way, we're thriving.
thriving. The difference is I'm tits out and you're not.
I am meeting up with you guys after my husband goes to bed. Just kidding. Can you imagine me with a husband?
Yeah.
Talk about guffawing.
Not so bad. They bring you Sprite in the middle of really important recordings.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of important recordings, I can't think of one more important than this one, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
It's
joking.
our first Halloween themed movie for October.
This is it our first Halloween themed movie?
I think so.
For
Because we
this
had Friday the
month.
13th.
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
trying to think of like if any other movie has taken place on Halloween.
I don't think so. 'Cause that was the point. We were doing all the Halloween themed movies on Halloween.
Yeah, I was trying to save them for around this time.
Yeah. Which, spoiler, culminates in Halloween on Halloween.
That is correct. Yes. Next week, unfortunately, you won't get to predict the movie. We did a lot of movies that you've already seen right now, and I
Yeah.
apologize. I know
Okay.
everybody fucking thrives on hearing Katie's version of what the movies are about, myself included. Um, but yeah, at least we're kind of getting the ones out of the way that you've already seen. And
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna do Halloween next week because it's gonna come out on Halloween. We can't not do
Yeah.
the iconic Halloween on Halloween. Come on, come
Have to.
on.
Have to. We
Yeah,
have to.
so we're gonna do that. But then hopefully I'll just cut out anything. If you've seen it, in the trash till 3 years from now.
Good. Excellent. All right. Well, any last words?
I hope everybody's having a really great Halloween season.
Yeah, me too.
I know, this is my favorite month because everybody's on the same fucking level as me finally. I feel like
Finally.
I'm kind of, I mean, spoiler, we're recording this on the 3rd of October, so well, it is October. We're recording a lot of this ahead of the time because I'm gonna be gone like most of October, and I'm kind of sad about it because I'm doing a lot of really fun things, but
Yeah.
I wish I could
You
just
get to
revel in forcing my friends to watch horror movies all month.
you get to be in the Midwest where there's real fall weather and real corn mazes. Okay. Well, she doesn't like that, apparently.
Just, no hate to Iowa, but I left for a reason.
I suppose.
Yeah. Well, happy October.
Happy October. Bye.
There it is.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for today. If there are any movies you'd like to hear us talk about or you'd like to traumatize me with, please let us know in the comments or shoot us a DM on our socials at Killer Cuties Podcast.
Thanks so much for listening. Next week is actually Halloween, so we're going to be talking about Halloween. It's one of the most successful independent films of all time, and we're super excited to talk about it. We hope to see you then. Bye!